Alright, next round is pretty much just computer hardware install. So I went ahead and installed the GPU cooler because I'm frankly just not good at it. Yeah, this is a good time to install the RAM. Nice. Huh. Okay, here we go. Looks a bit more sleek than the R4, to be honest. There we go. Okay. Pick this up real quick. Alright. Okay. The SSD is a holdover from my old system. So we just use the LTT screwdriver. No advertising intended. The thing finally came actually. I have no complaints here. I think it's pretty good. There you go. Not gonna need this anymore. Huh. Oh well. Of course. There we go. Okay. Let me just quickly grab a little screw for that. Actually, I just realized that you don't need to use a screw for this. There's like this little lever, and you just turn it. That's pretty cool. Neat. Alright, gonna leave this for a little later. Alright. Okay, now for the, in my opinion, way more interesting part. Alright, trust the locals to screw up the simplest things while managing the more complicated ones. Well, it took the local shop 4 times to provide me the right cables for the power supply, and they still haven't provided the right one. I'm going to move on ahead because as far as I could read, the system should still work even with the cables I have. So let's start with installing the hardware. So obviously I've actually went and exchanged this one with a new bracket, a GPU bracket, because I figured out that actually the previous version had a slot opening at the bottom, which is not necessary, so I just removed it. It's nicer. And I went ahead and installed most of the water cooling loop because honestly I'm not very good at it and it takes me forever, and no one wants to see that. So yeah, let's just move on ahead and install first the SSD because that is the simplest part. The SSD is honestly not really that much use, but I'm carrying it over anyway. Got the LTT screwdriver now, which is too large. Just gonna take this one for now. Come on. No cat. Stay away. There we go. Ah, must be too small. What do we have here? Huh. Way too small bit. Doesn't do. Brilliant. I can use the LTT screwdriver from the side. Well, we're putting the SSD first, the cables will be last. There you go. Alright, let's put the motherboard next. Before we can do that, let's go through the cables. So, the idea is that I left enough of a slot next to the components to get the cables through, but not the connectors. That's actually intentional, so that the overall layout is a bit more flush, a bit more clean. There you go. Maybe we just put the mainboard first. It occurs to me it might be better to start with this end. There we go. That's exactly the cable I didn't manage to do right for about 4 times now. Whatever. Okay. This goes in there. That goes in there. We have this. We have that. Easy enough. What else do we need? We are using this one. Wait, we have the AIO pump. Yeah, all right. You can handle those and the SATA connector later. This is optional. Perfect.
it's possible to run this one off of a single 8-pin till I get the new cable, whenever they finally manage to get me the right one. Okay. What do we got? AIO pump is this one. This is essentially the pump. And I pre-installed these fan arrays. Because there's no magic to it. Not really. There you go.
Really enjoying this screwdriver actually. Had some good ones in my life, had some not so good ones. This one's pretty good. Happy with it.
Okay, got it. All right. Didn't remove this yet. And I did remove this. There you go. And yeah. So we'll need for now. Okay. Got this connected up. Now we'll wait with the GPU for a little bit later. Sorry, with the GPU riser cable on here. There we go. It is time to connect the water cooling loop, which is going to go from here to the CPU. Okay. Not here. Personally like to cut the hose like this. Okay, put it like so. That'll work. That'll do. Okay. That's pretty good enough.
Okay, I'll be final tightening this a little bit later. Let's go to GPU. So I'm not intending to connect the RGB, I'm just gonna have it dangling there, I guess. But it doesn't matter. How do we do this best? No. First, I'm gonna loosely fit this riser cable here. Just loosely. Come on. This way. Let's move around. Come on. It's been a while. Here we go. And these screws. The old system was kind of a mirror image of what I'm doing now, so I do. I'm gonna put this in here loosely enough. Sadly, they didn't have any shorter riser cables, which is really annoying, but there we go. That's the way it's supposed to work. Massaging them carefully into their position. Okay. Now for the interesting part. Actually, use. No, we can't. We need a longer hose. All right, done. There we go. GPU install. There we go. It's not strictly necessary to keep the GPU bracket loose. I just think it's a comfortable idea. There we go. Okay. Now, one thing that always bothered me about modern GPUs is their tendency to be very heavy, and modern cases and to offer, frankly, like very improvised looking support brackets. So I addressed this in my case by adding one of these. One. And two. Here we go. Perfect. It's got a bit of play. I was thinking of adding like a rubber grommet to it, but it won't be necessary. I'll just fix this in place as it is. Okay. Yeah, those standoffs actually came as well. Hmm.
I'm gonna make the cut here. Again, buy an appropriate cutting tool, by the way. This will do perfectly. Normally goes better. Let me see. Where's this blade? It's fresh, should be fine. There we go. Yeah. I know that the setup I'm building is basically pretty close. I mean, from the entire layout at least, it's actually pretty close to what you can do with hardline tubing. You're gonna see it in a second, but I didn't go with hardline tubing because I've done this stuff for 20 years and I don't care about the looks very much. It works for me, it works very well for me, so I'm quite happy using soft tubing. There's no point in it for me.
Not doing it for the looks anyway. Okay, I'm gonna fix that one up later. And I forgot the cables, which is fine because I got a lot more space where this is going. Now this side, and that side. Okay. I know that I have enough space here to wedge this through. Just lift it a tiny bit, and I have the space in there for that. There you go.
No, I don't like this. I don't like this in the slightest.
See if we can't separate those cables a little better. Okay.
Seems like I've gotten those mixed up somehow. I want to fix that. I don't like it. No, I don't like it at all.
There you go. That's better.
I can't really think of any way to do this better. Here you go. Go. Nice and clean. I have not yet tightened this fully. Bring this one over. Don't make it too tight, just make it a little bit flexible. How about this? This should work. Oh, I'm bleeding. Wonder how that happened. There we go. Okay. So in order to get a cleaner look, I actually went above on this side and below on that side, because I have more than enough space underneath. There we go. Okay. That closes the loop. I'll be tightening that in a second. Right. Let's do the PSU first. So in the old system I had the fan coming out the top. In the new system I'm going to try something that I think the system will work really well with, which is drawing air from the back and exhausting hot air outside. So the air from the back should be cooler a little bit at least. So let's see about that. The verdict on that is gonna happen way later. Okay. Oh, this is not very good to do on not very easy to do on camera, but it should be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna want these about 5 centimeters longer, for sure. This is too tight. In the meantime, go. Does it fit well? Yeah, it does. Curious. Okay. What do we have here? Right. That is for that one, which I forgot, but it doesn't matter very much.
So I finally received all the right length of cables. Went ahead and just popped in the power supply, connected all the wires, as you can see there. That's pretty much as I imagined it. So far, it's a little bit hard to see from this point, but on the back, the cables are basically just dangling down. Initially, I was thinking to actually give them some sort of arrangement, but in the end, it turned out to be probably over-engineered if I did that. So I left that. I've of course tightened and leak-proofed the water cooling loop. Went ahead and used this layout to actually fill the loop, so I just left it like this, filled everything up with water, made sure the BIOS was updated, and before popping it into the real case, which is really cool because this way you can really easily fill the loop. You first put it, of course, vertically. You let in the water. The idea is you can actually just tilt this like that. There you go. You can fill it like this, get some water in, lift it up. I'll show you later in the final mounting. I actually did it in there, and then basically this is a really great position for letting the whole loop drain. Actually, there you go, and basically, yeah, letting it drain. Got the loop watertight and let it run in a little bit. So basically what we have is cables going in the back. This is something I initially intended to be optional, but basically just now went with because I have the space and I have the fans lying around, so why not? I haven't tested these yet, just simple 3D printed like air guidance ducts basically, which I don't really like radios because they're too noisy, so can't hurt. They'll basically just be there to support the airflow design that was working even without them. I just want to give a little bit of extra support because I have the space. This is actually the relay that will turn the PC on and off. Well, mostly on, because I'm using a mobile phone app for that. And let's just go right on ahead and install this. And this is the case. There's a lot more to it that I'm not going to get into now because that's for a later date. Basically, also because I'm moving in about 2 weeks or so, I'm not gonna finish this at the moment. All the cables you can see at the bottom, they're definitely not gonna stay that way. It's related to the next part of the documentary-ish kind of thing, which will come after I move. So I'm gonna leave it as it is right now because there's no point in finishing the cabling. And let's just get right to it. Let's install the PC. Light, I can tell that much. There we go. Go. Snaps. Go. Snaps right on in. There we go. And now we just connect up the small relay we got here. So this is the cable mount position. Also really handy for venting the loop, the water loop. Come on, a bit more of this. so that we can turn it on via app later, which I can't show because the app is on the exact phone I'm filming this with. Okay. Then we only need power to the PSU. Two more little things. USB, obviously. Later on, I'm gonna put it through here. For now, yeah, I don't want to bother right now. There's still some things to do about that, so I'm just gonna leave it here. It'll come together in another episode. There we go. HDMI. Go. We have HDMI, USB, power. That's it. Now we give it a little nudge up. So those that I installed earlier, they're basically there to make sure that the whole thing can't fall out. Then I just go here. Oh right, sorry about that. Forgot the Ethernet. Something else. I like Ethernet. Although in this small enclosure you could easily use Wi-Fi. There we go. Come on. Okay. Okay. And because this is all temporary, we gotta fidget a little bit with the cables for a moment. Go. As I said, this will all go away. It'll all be way easier later. Okay. One cable coming through here and one HDMI. There we go. Have those neat little cutouts down here where those will slot into. Then we just lift it up a little bit. Now it's on the rail and it pops in like so. There we go. Pops into the extrusion down there. All said and done. Good. As I mentioned, this will all go away later on. Now to close everything up, we just help the cables along. All said and done. And we are live. Never mind that stupid ad. I'm not advertising for anything. There we go. And here we go. There we got our PC. With soundbar and everything. And as for the rest, I go into a little bit of detail at my new place.